You gonna open what?
All right, we're live. Let's tweet out the link. The brain is awake. We're live. All right, we're live. What are we gonna start with? Gable game? Is that what you were asking?
That's what I was asking, pal.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. While we wait for the people to get in the chat.
Let's wait for the people. You know. Look at this. Look at this beautiful cappuccino. Cappuccino.
That looks good. I told you what happened before. I have an Nespresso machine in my office, and I have one Nespresso pod left, and I went to make espresso as I do before every show, and I forgot to put the cup under it.
Come on.
So I went to go grab it, and it was in a little grate that's probably hasn't been cleaned out in a while, so I'm like, well, I'm not going to drink it out of there. So
I wish I had that on video.
All right, let's smash a Gable game and we wait for the people to get in. Who do you want to start with? You want me to start?
You always start with Kasich. Start with somebody else at 57. Like an 8th placer.
Why don't we go with Meyer Shapiro?
He was 5th. Start with somebody who was 8th.
You took too long. You took too long. I took him. All right, so it is not Meyer.
Hey, can we like not gloss over how I nailed that last show? I mean,
the Gable game?
That was impressive. Yeah.
It was. All right, let's see if you can do it again. Here we go. It's a freshman, lower than a 5th place finish, lower than an 83% win percentage, higher than a 157 weight class. So a freshman, upper weight. Why don't we split the difference again? That worked. Give me a freshman, 187 pounder, not top 6.
Or 184. Freshman, 184, not top 6. Who was a
Didn't I say 184?
You said 187.
It's Monday. That's what happens when the espresso doesn't get made. What am I supposed to do?
Let's go. We need a freshman qualifier at 84. Who was a freshman qualifier at 84, pal?
My brain's not working today.
Me neither. What's the conference?
It was not Ivy. It was not Ivy. So
I repeat, not Ivy.
Yeah. I was gonna say McAnally plays too high, but he was a freshman.
I'm gonna go to WrestleStat and cheat a little bit. PEBs.
Go cheat. Well, the people get in, and for the people who are in here,
F them.
No, but this is why we do this, because we want to let the people get in. We were gonna go live at 8, and then we were gonna go live at 8:30. Now we're just going live, waiting for the people to get in.
How about Mikey Delgado? Mikey Delgado was a that's also Ivy. Crap.
But you're on the right track.
How do you know I'm on the right track?
You're thinking upperweight freshman?
Upperweight freshman. I don't know if there was any. I don't know if there was any.
All right, how about we jump up to like 97? Who was a 97 freshman?
84 is not good. It's not good for us.
All right, who 97? Give me a 97 freshman.
Give me Josiah Queen of Drexel.
Okay, is a freshman, is EIWA, not 74. So you got to go up, but it is EIWA freshman.
EIWA freshman, but it's still up, right?
Yeah, it's got to be like 97 because it doesn't look like it's one off. Because I think it's yellow if it's one off. So go 97.
EIWA freshman qualifier at 97.
Yep.
Oh, easy peasy. Brock Zerwoski.
Who?
Brock Zerwoski.
Nope, wrong. He's Mac.
Fuck me then.
But you're close. You're on the right track. It is
what do
a
you mean
freshman.
I'm on the right track? You already got it?
No, I'm saying it is a freshman 197 pounder who didn't place. You got to go PEBs. We got to go PEBs.
Dylan Bechtold.
Dylan. Bechtold. Wrong. He placed too high. Well, round of 16.
But it is EIWA?
It is EIWA. It is a freshman. It is 197.
Bro, no idea. Now I'm totally lost.
Is Tucker Hogan? No, that's Mac too. So that
Mac.
doesn't. Yep. Can we get a little help from the chat? How about a little help from the chat? What are they saying? Bechtold? Didn't we already try that? What are they behind us?
That was what we just said, right?
Yep. Yep, they got to be behind us. I mean, Bechtold was the answer. I don't know. Maybe,
I thought I nailed it with that one. EIWA. I don't have brackets. I mean, at this point, just look it up. EIWA freshman qualifier at 197.
Yep.
The Bechtold's all I got.
All right, let's just see. Let's fold. We didn't get today's. The answer was Peyton Thomas, Navy.
Interesting.
So we lost today, Willie. We're starting off. We're starting with an L, but it's now it is now 8:30. The people are in the chat.
Let's talk about one of the most historic, unlikely, come from behind American victories of all time, baby.
What a weekend. It was so. I saw the video you put out afterwards, and I saw what Eric Olenowski said. Like, I gave them 1% chance. And, I was paying close attention throughout, like, Friday, Saturday, or throughout, Friday, Saturday. And then yesterday morning, I'm like, this is, a pipe dream. Everybody from U.S. has to win. Everybody from Iran has to lose. And then slowly, one by one, everything fell into place. This was one of the most electric team races I can recall.
I poo-pooed it. As soon as, people were talking about, do we have a chance? I didn't know. Well, if this happens and this happens, just stop. Stop. That ain't going to happen. And this guy lost, and this guy won, and this guy lost, and this guy won, and it crossed my mind, and I was like, I'm not even going to let myself think of that. And then things started happening. And it was just incredible to see how the energy built amongst the team.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember Tanner Hodgins, he went from 0 points to 15 points on day 2. This is a kid. He lost his first round match. He had to sit around the rest of the session to see if his guy made the semis. And then he still wasn't in. Then there's a break. Then there's a second session. Then he's the last weight of that semifinal session. And the Iranian wins. It is only at that point in time, maybe 8-10 hours later, that Tanner Hodgins knew his fate. Now I got to make weight tomorrow morning. Now I got to do what I got to do. I got to reset. And damn if he didn't do it. And he did not have the easiest path. I mean, he had some dudes in his way to even get to that bronze match. And he did it. And he went from 0 to 15 points. And, the Iranian at the end of that day, that their first day. So at the end of the first day for 92, Iran has 20 points at that weight. USA has 0.
So crazy.
On day 2 of that weight, Iran scored 0 and we scored 15. So that's how much Tanner Hodgins meant to us. And
well, I think we should go weight by weight because every weight was incredible. So let's start off. And I think we talked about a lot of the women's freestyle in our last show. I think, Fernandez won, right, after last show? Because I know Morgan Turner, I think, won. Um,
Yep. Turner won. Tana Fernandez won. They're just absolute studs. Epinesa Ellison had a really goofy final match, and I think there were some. I mean, she hit a 4, but as she did it, in doing so, she stepped on her foot, so they waved all the points off.
yeah.
But like, I think that girl. I think Epinesa Ellison is as good as anybody on the planet. She is really good, and she was beside herself. Um, After the match, like she wasn't like she didn't act like she wasn't a crying baby, but like she was heartbroken
Yeah.
in her own quiet way. I think the world of her. I think she's great. But yeah, the USA, the women did great as well.
And I think they what? I think they had the most medals, but they just barely lost to Iran or India. Sorry.
Yeah, they had the second. They had 7 medals to India's 6. I believe that was the final tally. They out medaled India by 1, but took second to them in the team standings. I was on the bus back with the Indian women's team from the arena to the hotel, and it was not fun because they were loud and partying, and they like, but there was like 10 of them that had 10 different songs on it, and it's blaring. There's all kinds of cacophony. But yeah, tip of the cap to them. But yeah. So then the boys start, and we and not for nothing, the Greco had the USA Greco had 3 medalists for the first time ever.
We talked about that in the last show because Greco's already wrapped up.
And then the women took silver, and then the men start, and it was a solid day 1. Although Taylor and Besmer.
Do you want to just go weight
Taylor,
by weight, or you want to do day 1, day 2?
Go weight by weight.
Because I have some things in my head that I think are better if we go weight by weight.
Okay.
All right, 45 kilos. We start there. And WIllie, I tweeted this out yesterday. I didn't really get an answer, but Keegan Bassett yesterday wins gold at the same weight that his brother Bo Bassett won it 4 years ago. Have American brothers ever won a world title at the same weight?
No brothers have ever won a title.
I mean, that's crazy. 45 kilos is Bassett you.
Yeah. So no brothers. I don't think any siblings have won. Won titles. No brothers have ever won titles, and they certainly haven't won one at the same weight. I'm talking cadets, right? Obviously, there were some senior occasions, maybe Schultz brothers or something, but
Maybe the Brands and Schultz.
Brands, yeah. Cars, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so Keegan, man, he had a really weird kind of he had a really weird kind of navigation to this last probably 18 months, because last year he was U15 and he was way undersized, and so he won U15s, and then he went to Fargo, and I think he won 94 pounds, and then the weights at in PA are so stupid. Like 106, PA is 108, right? But like then you get 2 pounds in the winter, and then you get day 3 of the PA state tournament is like 111, right? And Keegan was walking around at like 105 on full feed, and so he went from way too small last year to way too small at the state tournament to in between 45 and 48 kilograms. He gets down to 45 kilograms, and he wins a world title. And it was a really tough field. That the Indian was big, the Iranian was always tough, and it was great because I didn't see. First of all, it's head to head with Iran, right? And then second of all, he gets the fall, which like going into the final session, the finals, we have a chance. Okay, what do we need to do? We need this, this, and this to happen, and we need to beat Iran head to head. And then he goes out and pins Iran, and it's like, okay, that's how you start this
And
session
it's
off.
like it was one of those things where I already kind of had the defense mechanism going with graphics where I'm like, okay, well, if Iran squeaks this out, USA looks like we're dominating. USA beat Iran in 5 of 6 head-to-head matches. So I'm like, man, this
Yeah,
is going to be bittersweet if Iran wins by a point
yeah,
and US wins. Like, especially towards the end when you see how kind of the US versus Iran head-to-head played out. And I'm like, man, USA's done so good against Iran to win 5 of 6 head-to-head matches. We got to do this thing.
yeah. That was that was another great thing. I mean, just speaking holistically, one great thing is that two of the finals, it was us head to head. So
Yeah.
we take care of business. We take care of business. Now the one that was out of our hands was 92 final,
Mm-hmm.
and I said before the match, I said I'm confident in that Russian. I thought that Russian was one of the better guys I seen this weekend at any weight and um, any weight from anywhere in the world. I don't, and I actually don't think he showed that the last match. I don't think he wrestled. He didn't wrestle the last match like I saw him wrestle early in the tournament, but he still got the job done and
Yeah.
got the team title for us. But
Willie, let me ask you this about Keegan Bassett too, because there's been some whispers and murmurings that Keegan, Melvin, and Bo are a package deal, and Keegan wasn't necessarily out in front of the value of the package, and now here he goes out and wins a Cadet World title, and I feel like Keegan Bassett's stock is up. Does that raise the stock value of Melvin and Bo if they are indeed a threesome, a package of the three of them?
I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
Now, historically, me and Mike Mel were talking about this um, this weekend or this week, and historically, 45 kilograms and even 48 kilograms for Team USA at cadets is little hit and miss. Um, some of them go on to be studs, but more oftentimes than not, there's more Kirk McHenrys than there has been Zane Rutherfords. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yep.
And that's no disrespect to Kurt, but that's how it's kind of been. And so that being said, it certainly doesn't hurt. And Keegan, beyond the wins and losses, like beyond winning gold, what I saw out of him this week was a very level-headed kid, a very mature kid, um, and a toughness that, uh, frankly, I didn't see before because I hadn't been around it as much.
Yeah.
And so, uh, to me, he's his stock went up in my book.
Yeah. No, for sure. All right. Any other Keegan notes before we move on to 48?
No, did you see the video? Did you see the interview at the end when he won? Like what I tried to do most times is when kids came off. And this is what I do every year. Every year I'm at cadets anyway. When they come off the mat, I like to video them coming off the mat, getting congratulated, going back in the tunnel. Their teammates give them love. Sometimes their families there. Their coaches are all excited. And I just think it's kind of a special moment, right? So that's what I was doing. That's what I did all week, and that's what I was doing with Keegan. But Keegan, like hugged his dad, and then immediately like started talking like an interview.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's go with this. And but it's on the site, it's on Instagram. Um, but he had a flag that was given to him by a coach. Um, that serves or that currently serves actually uh, in the military and it was very emotional for Keegan. I thought it was pretty dang cool.
That was cool. I will say too. I'll give you a couple. You got a couple of attaboys coming this show. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get it to your head, but you got a couple of attaboys coming to you in this show. The first one, I didn't realize I was watching. I was watching the action from my phone on a long. I took like a 5-mile walk Saturday morning, and we were talking. We were just on FaceTime as you were on Media Row, and I was asking you who's there. You're like nobody. And I couldn't believe you were the only American media outlet there. And I'm like, you would think, like, I get it. I'm sure it's expensive. I'm sure you took a hit, and it's not a profitable trip per se. So it's like, I get it. But I was surprised that you were the only one there. And I'm like, this is why you got to love WIllie. It's for the love of the game. Nobody but WIllie over in Greece.
Yeah. Yeah, no, listen, I love I haven't been able to make it the last couple of years. Largely, if I could go to one event, if the world conspired against me and said you can only go to one event a year, it would be this one. I'd rather watch NCAAs from home. If I had to choose between, senior worlds and cadet worlds, I'll do the cadets. I don't know. It's just the experience is different. I'm a high school. High school's my wheelhouse, you know.
Yeah.
And so I get to know the parents. I get to know the prospects. I get to see the kids interact with their parents. And I'm not just talking about like men's freestyle. I had good experiences with some of the Greco parents. I tell you who I gained a lot of respect for. And not that I didn't have respect for him, but I didn't never talk to him before. But Tana Fernandez's dad, Kareem.
Yeah.
All time dude.
Hey, did you meet a parent who maybe gave a coin or something?
Told you?
I was told to make sure that I get that. I was told to make sure that it gets back to me.
So, yeah.
For the people watching on YouTube or Rockfin.
Check this out. You know how some people
oh, that's pretty cool.
Some people like sell T-shirts and stuff to like raise money to go to a tournament, or in this particular case, a world championship. Well, Steve Hodgins, who's super duper awesome, he did these coins instead. And it's Tanner Hodgins. That's a picture of him, I think, from winning the trials. And they got a little collector's coin, which I like. I like, T-shirts you wear, and they eventually get ratty, and you don't have it anymore. But this one you have forever. So he gave one to me. He said he doesn't like you, but he'll give one for you too.
Hey, as long as I'm getting one, that's pretty cool. I need to get shelves. I need to get shelves here. I was telling him when he DM'd me, like, we're getting so much cool stuff.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah. And listen to me. It's I'm glad. I'm not glad. I'm fine being the only guy over here. The only guy over here is me, Mike Mal. USA Wrestling sent a guy. His name's Derek. Who he's freelancing for him for USA Wrestling. He's an awesome dude. I had a beer with him almost every night. Awesome dude. But it was basically just me. But I get it. In a sense, like I can tell you with transparency, I ain't making any money doing this.
Well, and when you say Mike Mal went, like you even paid for Mike Mal to go to help you with content and
yeah, I paid Mike, and I paid his expenses to shoot stuff for Matt Scouts, do some content for my site and social channels, and because frankly, he's better with a video camera and editing and stuff than I am. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it right. Let's capture the moment for these kids and for other outlets that weren't there. I get it, but I don't get it. I'll tell you this, I lose my ass money-wise. Like, yeah, I'm like probably like $7,000 into it, like for this trip, and but to me, I don't care about it. It's more about the experience. I don't really care about the dollars and cents, and yeah, yeah.
All right. I just want to give you an attaboy for that. You got another one coming later in the show. All right, 48 kilos. Talk to me.
Ariah Mills, the only kid on the team that hadn't hit high school yet. So
really, I don't know if he was that young.
Yeah, he won U15s last year. He won Fargo. He wrestled 106 at National Preps as an 8th grader because they let you do that. He won that and beat Farnsworth there. And Farnsworth was another Fargo champ, so it was Fargo champ versus Fargo champ. And Ariah won that. And so, yeah, he didn't even get to high school yet. And, his lateral motion from front, you can't take a shot on him because he's going to counter it. And
he's so fun to watch.
He's really, and I'll tell you what, you talk about a mature kid, mature beyond his age, and level-headedness and well-spoken. It's incredible. Like Keegan was, Ariah was, and just with his coaches, just good quality, like. They do everything the right way, and so not only impressed with all Ariah's skills, but also I think when you talk about, okay, he's a good wrestler at the cadet level, but how does this translate to college? Because that's what everybody's looking at, right?
Yeah.
They're not looking at this in a vacuum. They're looking at this. They might be saying, yay, go USA, good job, Ariah Mills. But they're also already, you can see it on social media, they're also already saying, ooh, where's he going to go to college? How does he look for college? What do you think he is in college? All these guys. And if I look at it that way, I look at, okay, this isn't just a talent. This is a good human being that does everything right. And so his success should translate. His success should continue.
Yeah.
And so...
It is funny watching the people that are like they're commenting like, where's this guy going to school? Where's this guy going to school? Like, because they're just like, and even for me, some like it's really, unless you watch Fargo, this is the first time some of these kids are really being put on a main stage where casual USA wrestling fans are tuning in. They're like, where's this kid committed to college? It's like, yo, he's you got some time here first.
Yeah. Well, Ariah's two of Ariah's brothers. Do you know how many siblings he has?
No, how many?
21.
What?
20. Wow, 20. There's 21 of them.
Oh,
there's 21
gosh.
brothers and sisters. There's 21 brothers and sisters.
That's insane.
And so, Taquavius and Antonio are going to Missouri, right? They're committed to Missouri. Antonio made the junior trials finals and also won Fargo. Made the Super 32 finals. He's going to Missouri. And so I saw a lot of Missouri people yesterday saying, sign Ariah up, get Ariah to Columbia. But I'm not so sure if that's the case. I don't think that's going to happen. But, it's a long time. And there is another, I mean, there's lots of Mills, as I just said.
There's 20 of them or 21 of them.
Yeah. But Avion is coming up, and they said he's, like, legit.
That's awesome. Fun to watch. He's a dog. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and listen to his interviews, guys. Listen to Ariah speak. He's 15. Impressive young man.
Where you got all the interviews? Rockfin.com/MattScouts?
Yeah.
All right, so for all these interviews, go to Rockfin.com/MattScouts. All right, 51 kilos.
No, yeah, 51 kilos. Sammy Sanchez. He wins
Two-timer.
back. He wins back-to-back titles at Cadet Worlds last year, 45. This year, 51. And in doing so, he beat in the finals last year's 48 kilogram champ. So USA went 45 kilogram champ, 48 kilogram champ, 51 kilogram double champ that beat the returning champ. I mean, unbelievable.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go weight by weight, because you kind of lose a little bit of that when you do like the day one, day two, and it's like half the weights and then half the weights, and they're kind of separated. And you know, you had tweeted out like lightweight you yesterday, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Like Mills they won 3 golds in a row. That is so damn impressive.
Yeah. And speaking of interviews, and he's been one of the best for freaking 30 years. Sammy Sanchez's coach, John Azevedo, his personal coach. Antonio. Sammy comes off the mat, goes back, meets with his teammates. I got John Azevedo in an interview, and we're talking. He speaks pretty good about not only the intricacies of the match, because it was interesting because Sammy was really active. They put the other guy on the shot clock. It's 1-0 at the break, so she knows. Yeah, she knows. He knows that if he doesn't score in the second period, he's going to be put on the clock. And if he gets put on the clock and it's 1-1, he's losing on criteria, right? So they know what's coming. Sammy knows what's coming. Azevedo knows what's coming. So they wanted to go out in the second period and be active, and he did that. He was super active. I thought you can't put him on the clock, but they got to put him on the clock. So they do. And Sammy went and got the takedown. But Coach Azevedo talks about that. He talks about the difference between Sammy last year and Sammy this year. I said, he won the title last year. What's the difference? What have you been working on? Have you changed anything up from last year to this year? And Coach Azevedo said, yeah, hand fighting. He said last year we typical lightweight wrestle from space, little jitterbug, in and out, level changes. He said, as we go up in weight, we're going to have to hand fight hard. And so for the last year, we focused on that and adding that to our repertoire. It's great, man. And it was spot on.
You had a number of Aristotles this weekend, both in the group chat and on Twitter. And one of the on Twitter Aristotles was somebody said, Sammy Sanchez was training with this dude, and now he's a world champ. And you're like, hey, Aristotle, he was a world champ last year.
Well, I like giving that guy shit. He's actually a really good guy, but he's super biased. And he's the guy that always hates on PJ Duke.
Yeah.
So
well, he's like the number one Zamaloff in the world fan.
Yes. So yeah, 3 straight champs. Keegan will be a sophomore. Ariah will be a freshman. Sammy will be a sophomore. And then we get to Gray Burnett. He only had 1 loss. That was to the champ from Japan. Gray Burnett. A lot of that bracket was sort of interesting because at 55, you expect more flash, but the whole bracket was like sort of brutal hand fight.
Yeah.
Go to war type guys was kind of interesting. But Gray Burnett, he was second at the trials 2 years ago, third at the trials last year, finally broke through first, and it was great to see him bring home a medal. He's another kid. Listen to his interviews. That dude, I mean, it's sort of a theme. These kids are, they're not knuckleheads. They're good kids. They're like, they see priorities and character, and their parents are doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of credit for Jaden Cox too, going back to back with Cadet World Champs, and like our youth development is so good right now. It really is. I mean, these guys, the bar is set so high because of all the insane talent that comes before them. And then it's just like we just continue to develop this great talent. To go out and have, what did we end up with? 4 golds, a silver, and 2 bronze? Like, incredible.
Well, the one thing about the United States, I mean, I really don't know the depth of Japan and Iran and Azerbaijan and Russia and Ukraine on down the line. But one thing's for damn sure, just making the USA team is hard as hell. Look at the kids that didn't make it. Look at the kids that didn't make it all time. It's really hard. So you need to get up for the trials. You need to be almost flawless at the trials. And then if you make the team, you need to stay up. You need, it's not like other nations where you like walk to the spot on the team. I think the fact that making the team is so hard just prepares us better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gray Burnett, he's gonna be a junior, and be interesting to see what his college choices are. I kind of got a short list. I guess I could say them. It's right now. It's Ohio State, NC State. Well, I'm gonna have to reconfirm with him because I forget. I mean, one of the great things is you have a couple beers and you talk to the parents and you talk to the coaches, and that's what. So yeah, I'm like, Scotty, where's what is Gray like? And he told me, but it was NC State, Ohio State, I think Tech. I forget who else, man.
All right.
But as we get up to these weights, they're either committed or they're going to be juniors. So now we're really on college watch for them, right? So Gray Burnett, and then at 60 we have Besmar, and you almost kind of feel for Besmar and Taylor, who went 0-1, because I frankly, as I was watching practices throughout the week, I thought Besmar looked great. I thought he was ready to go. I thought he was medal worthy, medal contender. He's going to be a problem. And the same thing kind of when we get to Hodgins. I'll be honest. I knew who Tanner Hodgins was. Took third at Fargo last year. He very, very good talent. I was not surprised that he won the spot. However, I was not sure how he would do.
Yeah.
At Worlds. I was not sure. Is he medal caliber? I don't know. I got here and I watched Besmar, I watched Hodgins, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're good. They're ready. Yeah. They're better than I thought they were. And Hodgins proved that. Besmar didn't prove it, but I'm telling you, if Besmar gets a different opponent, if this tournament's re-wrestled, Besmar's right there with those guys.
Yeah.
He's damn good. He's committed to Army. 65. Who was our 65?
Hey, before we get to 65, we're at the halfway point, and I cannot believe I'm having to tell you this. You have not gone into the chat like one time.
I see it. I'm paying attention to it.
Okay.
But I'm leaving it go.
Okay.
65. Oh, Kikiniou. Oh, also I gotta apologize. I interviewed everybody except Kikiniou and Hodgins. It just got so hectic and so crazy. I missed it and I feel guilty about it. I owe them. I wish I would have got those guys. But Kikiniou, incredible performance, doubling up, and you might have caught if you could hear what Jayden said in his walk back after Kikiniou medals in Greco. He comes out and he's in a dog fight in the semis. I think he was losing 1-1 our criteria or something like that. And I don't know, it's a very close match in the semis, and he like guts it out, man. He guts it out, he digs deep, and he finds a way to win. And they come off the mat, and it was the only time I think I did a semifinal walk-off vid because I was just so damn hype about it.
Yeah.
But you could hear Jayden say, get out of here. Get out of here. Go lay down. Go rest. I don't want you burning yourself out. You know, you wrestled both styles. So, man, what a crazy performance by Kikiniou. And, by the way, like even more impressive, he's back. He's young. He's back on the cadet team. He's not back on the cadet team. He's back at the cadet level next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a dog. To double up like that, what do you get? Bronze in Greco, then silver in freestyle. I mean, what an impressive week.
And you know, his father, as you can probably tell by the last name, his father, they're foreign, and apparently, like, he didn't touch a leg until he was like in his teen, like 13, 14 years old. Like, they were pure Greco.
Mm-hmm.
So he's interesting. I know you guys looked at this stuff kind of through the college lens. He's also going to be a junior. And here's another thing about Kikiniou. That's super impressive. His freshman year, Poway needed a 6-pounder. Bad. And Kikiniou cut his tail off and sucked it up for the team and had an excellent year and made 106. Next year he comes back 144, 138, 140, you know. And that being said, I thought at 65 kilograms, he was absolutely positively probably the smallest 65 kilogram guy there with everybody else like killing themselves to make the weight. By the way, like the guy that won, this is the first time I'm bringing it up, and I'm not excuse making or anything. It's just the truth, guys. India's guys are 20 years old. I mean, everybody in the building knows it. UWW is aware of it. I think they're trying to figure out how to police it, but I mean, multiple Indian medalists had beards that I can't grow. I mean, it's true. I'm telling you, this isn't speculation. This isn't hate. It's just they're too old. But whatever, we beat them anyway. 71, Jaden James. What more do you need to know? What more do you need to say? You know, a lot of people were saying he might be the best pound for pound wrestler in the building. And you know what was really impressive to me is that you can be the better guy. But in freestyle and in 4-minute bouts, which they need to change that. That's ridiculous. In freestyle and 4-minute bouts, well, sometimes the better wrestler doesn't always win. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you get in these situations and there's gamesmanship and there's chess match playing, which really gets dicey when you're only talking about 4 minutes. And he had a good match with the Armenian. Mm-hmm. And that Armenian's really good. And Jayden is a superior wrestler. but he was able to navigate that, right? Even in a close match and situations don't go totally your way, and you're probably the better guy, but just this is how the match went. He still got it done, and there's praise to be had in figuring it out when everything isn't going your way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think he had a
so
bigger reaction beating the Armenian than anybody.
he did. And I asked him about that because I was so like bef- as the gold medal match in the next weight is getting done, they have the kids sit in chairs and get ready to take their podiums, right? And so Jaden's like signing autographs and stuff, and then they said, Jayden, you got to go. And the Armenian's sitting down already, and like Jayden gives him some love, taps him on the back, and says, "Hey, great job, good job." And I asked Jayden about that afterwards, and he was like, "Yeah, that dude was good. That was the best guy I faced."
He celebrated the semis win against the Armenian like he had just won the finals, and then the finals won. He was kind of acting like, "Nah, one more." Like those celebrations were kind of reversed.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of credit to Jaden James and
Nittany Lions are getting another good one.
yeah. I think he's going to have a fantastic career. I also think you will never see him at like 157, 160 again. I think he's going to rise rapidly in weight, and I think he's probably like an 84. I think he's like an 84 in college minimum. So we'll see.
All right, 80 kilos, Aaron Stewart.
80 kilos, Aaron Stewart, and again, I think you wrestle this tournament a couple more times or do it again and get a different draw. Um, Aaron Stewart is absolutely good enough to medal in this tournament.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out for him. He got a really tricky Russian. And I have to think that in 4 minute matches, so he forced a gut, and then he forced a gut again, and then he tried for a throw, and to me it was sort of unforced errors, but at the same time, you can't have it both ways. You can't criticize him for taking risks and then also criticize people for, well, you didn't pull the trigger, right? Like,
Yeah.
but I have to think that if he knew that it was a 6 minute match instead of a 4 minute match, he wouldn't have had the urgency that he did. I'm proud of him that he went for it. But I think he took risks that he didn't have to take if it was a 6 minute match and he had a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so, my opinion of Aaron Stewart doesn't change. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I think he could have medal. I think he could medal if this bracket was re-wrestled. Frankly, I think that the Russian was better than the Russian should have won after that, and he didn't. The only thing I worry about Aaron Stewart is the football wrestling thing. I mean, yeah. he loves his football, and I hope, here's my hope for Aaron. I hope that he excels in one of them as opposed to, well, I guess what I should hope is that he enjoys his life. Yeah. I hope that he has fun no matter what he does. But part of me is like, I hope he's awesome in one of them as opposed to being 50% football, 50% wrestling, and doesn't hit his peak in either.
Yeah.
This is not a murder hotel, Jason Bryan. This is a nice hotel. I mean, it's not.
It's not the Four Seasons.
It's not super duper fancy, but I mean, it's pretty fancy for pretty fancy. This ain't Murder Hotel, although it comes with its. They still haven't figured out a lot of stuff over here. They have 6 elevators. 3 on this side go to the odd floors. 3 on this side go to the even floors. It says 4 people at a time, but that is 4 not fat American sized people. Mm-mm. That's 4 skinny Europeans. They are tight. There's a lot of inefficiencies over here.
Did we decide if you're staying in Europe?
I decided I'm not. I was going to. I had the finger ready to hit buy on a flight to Venice. I was going to stay in Venice.
And tell the people why the only reason you wanted to go to Venice.
I wanted to eat pasta.
We're talking travel pledge yesterday morning. I go, so you really going to stay over there? He goes, I really want to go to Venice and eat pasta.
I just wanted to eat pasta all week. That's what I want to do.
You want to talk about enjoying life. There you go.
I just wanted to eat pasta for all week and like at the best places. I looked up Michelin restaurants in Venice, and I chose a hotel that was right in like the epicenter of a bunch of them. And I was going to pull the trigger, but I decided not to because I would have to go. I'd have to go somewhere, whether it was Venice or I looked at other places. I looked at Geneva. Anyway. I'd have to go there for like a week or 10 days. Then I'd have to go to Sofia for a week or 10 days. And then I would probably stay for junior free and then go home. But then I would get home and I'd be home not even 5 days. And I'd have to go to Cleveland for Real American Freestyle. So, no, I'm just coming home. I'm going to reset. I'm going to maybe do some... I mean, I really got to get my ass in gear with some of this Real American Freestyle stuff. And maybe tinker around with some big boards. And then get my ass to Cleveland. So,
all right, well, let's finish this up. We got a couple topics. Let's finish up with Tanner Hodgins. We kind of talked about him. He had a tough open, and then he wins 3 straight, dominates when we needed him to. Incredible grit to bounce back like that.
It was WWE-esque, in my opinion, Tanner Hodgins.
Yeah.
Because it was like, he's done, he's out. The guy that beat him is going to need to run the table. And then even if he does run the table, that quad was so stacked that he's going to have tough guys to come back for. And then, like, he gets pulled back in. And then it's like the Ultimate Warrior running to the freaking ring. He just opened up a can and went ballistic and destroyed people.
Yeah, no, he wrestled awesome to bounce back. We kind of talked about that to open. And then
right before his Rabashage match, his dad, who has emailed me a bunch of times, but I've never met him in person. His dad came up on the media side of things and brought these and I talked to him for a good half hour about stuff, and it's no wonder, like, when you meet these parents, it's no wonder their kids have really good perspective on things. His dad's awesome.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yep. So he's also going to be a junior this year, so his recruiting is sort of picking up, and he was, kind of wondering, a lot of these guys that are going to be juniors, they go, Willie, we really want to do Super 32, but we got these, everybody wants us to come visit, and they want us to come visit like during the fall, and I was like, listen, I would love to see Tanner. I want to see Tanner at Super 32. I want to see everybody at Super 32. But you just spent your winter preparing for the state tournament. The state tournament got done, you immediately started training hard as hell to try to make the team. Then you made the team, and it was all systems go all summer long, bunch of camps, travel, travel, travel. You came to Worlds. Let them decompress. Let them go visit college football stadiums and have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then lastly, Alex Taylor.
Alex Taylor, who wrestled both styles as well, lost his opening round match. The heavyweight bracket was really tough. And again, if I thought he wrestled, I thought he lost a match that he could have won. I think he could win if it was re-wrestled. If they wrestled,
what, 7-6? I think like it was a close match.
Yeah, he had a good second period. Made a few mistakes, like decision-making mistakes, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, Alex Taylor's good. Tough bracket. Tough bracket. And I talked to him a lot. I mean, this is a wrestling kid. I talked to him for quite a while. I probably talked to him more than any other wrestler. He's all in. That kid's all in, loves the sport, like knows everything about the sport. Some kids talk a lot about wrestling, and some kids don't. And Alex Taylor is definitely one that does.
I love that. Yeah, it's funny how many like high level wrestlers don't care about.
Yeah, don't care.
Like they care about their career and they're very focused on it, but outside of that, they don't.
Yeah,
they're not that interested.
Like Greg, there's been some guys that there's been some kids that are wired like they're worried about themselves, and they obviously know some results and stuff. But then there's other kids that are wired like me and know everything about kids that they don't even have to, like Alex Taylor. I'll tell you, one of the ones since he was in like 6th grade was Greg Diakomahalis. Mm-hmm. He knows like every result of every kid. It's
that whole family is like that though. They're just wrestling brains.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that is men's freestyle. Ended up winning the team title, 154 points to Iran's 150. What a team race. That was so thrilling.
And I saw a couple comments in there like all-time meltdown by Iran. And yeah, it was, but at the same time the odds of them going 1-6 or whatever they went extremely low, and would it happen again if it had to be re-wrestled? Probably not. And so but like you're literally talking about matches that are between two guys that are top 5 in the world.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Winning matches at the highest level is hard, and the Iranian team, we were on a bus with them back too. The bus I happened to get on, and they were heartbroken. And I felt for them kids too. I felt for those kids and those coaches, and like the coaches were really good with the kids and had their arms around them, hugging them, and keeping their head up, trying to keep their head up, and I, a lot of respect for the Iranian coaches in that regard, because straight up, bro, I've been to half a dozen of these things, and it is not uncommon to see these coaches hit the kids. It's not uncommon.
Just crazy
to see the coaches hit the kids.
Terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, it was definitely a bad performance for Iran. Like, USA to be perfect on the final session. Iran to like 0-5, 1-6, whatever you said. Like, it was a terrible performance. And to go 0-4 in the finals, like you said, it's definitely a bad performance. But at the same time, it is World Championship finals.
Well, I mean, on the surface, 0-4, 1-6 in totality. Um, Sounds harsh, but are you going to beat Jaden James? Are you going to beat Keegan O'Toole? Are you going to beat
Bassett, not O'Toole.
Keegan? What did I say? Keegan O'Toole?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the same as my 187 earlier.
You know what I mean, though.
Yep.
You know, like it's bad on the surface, but you're a batter and you're facing Nolan Ryan and Steve Carlton and Sandy Koufax and
Mariano
Juan
Rivera
Maris.
closing.
Right. I mean, that's the lineup you had to face. So, harsh, yeah. All-time meltdown, maybe statistically, but worlds are tough.
Also competing this weekend, and we're getting
Yeah,
close
tell me a little bit about Poland.
So, some interesting nuggets from Poland. We sent a small squad, and we talked about it last week on the show because I had said that Vito was registered, and Vito went and competed. So here are the results. Vito took silver at 61. Devin turned. I forgot the guy's name, but he's nobody too special. Like, he was somebody who lost to Roman, and he hasn't had that much success down in 57, and now he's up at 61. So,
could you watch?
It was streaming on a Polish YouTube channel. Yeah, wasn't the easiest to follow, but
did Vito look? Was Vito moving okay?
He was moving a little conservative, like he's wrestling protective. Like he's trying to. If he's got the neck thing going on, you can tell that he's not opening up as much. Like, you can definitely tell that there's some hesitation.
Shots fired. Shots fired by Wrestle Madness.
Wrestle Madness, do not come in here and talk about the Buffalo Bills like that, or you will be banished from the chat.
Okay, Vito. Let's hope he gets his legs under him. Or his neck.
But listen, we talked about in the last show. I love at least seeing that he went out and competed. Like, a lot of times you don't see that after Final X World Team Trials. So, awesome. So Vito took silver. He beat Devin Turner, who medaled but took bronze. Brayton Lee, Bellarmine's latest hire. Shout out Fred Minnick. Brayton Lee took gold at 70. Joey Blaze. Yep.
You know who he beat in the finals?
I don't. Joey Blaze took gold.
Was that 74?
At 74. 79. Here's where your attaboy comes.
Wait. What did I'm sorry, I missed it. What did Joey do?
Joey Blaze, gold at 74. 79. Hamidi takes bronze. Very, very tough Hamidi. Who takes gold? Simon Ruiz. And this is where that attaboy is coming, because when I told you, I put in the group chat, guys, this is an interesting result. Hamidi takes bronze. Simon Ruiz takes gold. Ruiz also looked great at the Open. When Yanni was on the show after the Open, he talked about that. And I told WIllie, and WIllie right away, check what I have Simon in the crystal ball. Spoiler alert, go to rockman.com/Matt and look at his crystal ball. WIllie has Simon Ruiz in the NCAA finals next year. So this is not a fluke. Like, this kid is a stud.
He's a dog. The reason Simon. I actually one time went to Northeast Regionals. You know how they have the regionals for the Cadet juniors and usually. I one time went to the Northeast Regionals for one reason and one reason only: to scout Simon Ruiz and Alessio Parrington.
Interesting.
That's the truth. And I don't know, just the hunger and the dog I've seen in Simon. Because, like, Simon's really talented. He's always been really talented. But there's a lot of kids that are really talented. Does the passion, does the hunger, does the drive match the talent? And that's what I've seen lately in Simon Ruiz. And so I'm high on him. I had put him in the finals on my crystal ball, I don't know, a month or two ago. I think
so it's a very interesting result that's in line with that. And then another Cowboy, Dustin Plott, got a bronze medal.
Nice. Up at 92, correct?
Yep, up at 92. And, speaking of the Cowboy RTC, I don't know if you caught this last week while you were traveling, but a very little interesting scenario happened where randomly the Cowboy RTC says, yeah, we're dueling China tonight. And I'm like, awesome. Where's the stream? Facundo's wrestling, Swiderski's wrestling. Like, this is awesome. Let's watch it. Not streamed. Was in some gym in Texas just for donors. Like, it's a cool concept. Like, there's that aspect of exclusivity for the donors, but all of a sudden you just say you're going to have a duel and it's not streamed in 2025? Everybody's like scratching their heads.
And it wasn't against like it wasn't against a club. It was against China.
Right. China.
It was funny because we're sitting at dinner and Mike Mal says, yeah, the Cowboy RTC is going to wrestle China. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, who's streaming it? He said, they're not streaming it. They want it exclusive for the fans that want to be there, or they just want it exclusive. I said, oh, okay. The next thing I know, there's tweets about it, and I'm like, Mike, you meant like now? He's like, yeah. I thought he meant like in 2 weeks or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere to me.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I understand the concept of like doing it for the exclusivity, but it did stink. Like, you had Cowboy RTC won all their matches except D. Lockett, who lost to Fang, who was an Olympian last year. Everybody else won their matches, looked really good. Maybe the most impressive to me was Ronnie Ramirez, took out a 2024 Olympian. So
that's crazy. I mean, yeah. Ronnie's really good. I'm just saying. Ronnie's young. Yeah, Jasper Lockett, Dee's father, called me last night out of the blue just to say, like, good coverage at Cadets, and the Cadets looked awesome. And Dee's really excited about Worlds. And so, yeah, interesting event. And I get it. Like, I wish they would have filmed it, though. They didn't film it, right? Like, there's no archives or anything?
I don't know, like, because I was thinking that, too. Like, why not do it live for the fans and then stream it on a delay, like, a week later? Like, hey, here's the full 7 matches. Because then it's kind of the best of both worlds, so.
No, don't stream it live.
No, yeah, sorry. Like, on a delay. Like, play it a week later.
Yeah, so not live.
No, not live. All right,
Aaron Bartlett asking the important questions. Thoughts on Terry McLaurin requesting a trade? Boom, Terry McLaurin to the Cowboys for Micah Parsons, a second and a third. Boom, do it.
Bills. I want Micah Parsons on the Bills so bad. I think he's going to leave the Cowboys. I think he's done. To go that public about it and say, like, my agent wasn't involved in this and that, and yeah. Jerry Jones. When
you start getting into the details and saying, having closed doors meetings with me, don't bring an agent. When you start airing the dirty laundry, it's.
And then Des Bryant kind of was getting ricocheted shots, and Rock Nation put out a statement, kind of like there's a lot of trickle down, but. This is not the NFL podcast. We will start diving into football, though. Logan says you're high if you think that trade happens. He didn't say it's going to happen. He said he wants it to happen.
That ain't going to happen. I'm just, stirring the pot a little bit.
Don't poo-poo on his dreams.
I don't. Dude, I'm a lifelong Redskins fan. I love Terry McLaurin. I hate the fact that Terry McLaurin was with us, lifelong Redskin, career Redskin, and played on stinky teams despite being elite. His numbers were obviously suppressed. now we finally get a good quarterback. We get a good cohesive team, and now they're in the contract dispute. I don't want Terry to leave.
They'll make it happen. Just like the Bills, I saw James Cook didn't practice yesterday when they asked him why he's sitting out at a mandatory practice. He said, "Oh, nothing, business." So the Bills will retain James Cook. The Redskins will retain Terry. No worries. Willie, 2 small wrestling nuggets before we go, or we
Nug
can
me. Give me a 2-piece nug.
Or we can bring Jason Bryan on and talk SummerSlam. I thought it was BS. Rhea Ripley should have got the title. They're building the story. Brock Lesnar returned. Seth Rollins faked an injury. A lot of great stuff at SummerSlam last night. But okay, two collegiate wrestling things. Number one, all the signs are pointing to Gabe Arnold staying at Iowa. I think he put a post up. I couldn't find it, but it looked like a screenshot from TikTok or something. And it sounds like after all that, Gabe Arnold's staying in Iowa.
I thought that was already determined.
Now he's posting about it.
I thought we knew that. No? Was that not a done deal?
I don't think so. I think he just posted something a couple days ago. Maybe we talked in the last show and I forgot, but what do you make of it?
I make that Gabe Arnold loves Iowa. I get that. It tells me that Gabe Arnold loves Iowa. He loves the culture. He loves his teammates. He loves his coaches. It tells me that the coaching staff loves Gabe Arnold, but they ain't putting up with him not being accountable. And Gabe Arnold is an excellent, excellent kid. And they want him to do what they want him to do to be the best version of himself. And now Gabe gets it. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for both of them. I love
Gabe's a great kid. Yeah. Hopefully this is, he starts taking everything serious, and you can tell he takes a lot of pride. And even when I was talking to him, I haven't talked to him this weekend about the post and stuff, but when I was talking to him before, he's like, I don't got a bad thing to say about Iowa. So yeah. All right, last nugget here, because I'm trying to provoke a rant. Larry Steele said he cannot go on with his week without a WIllie rant. So I'm going to try to do my best to provoke you.
I'll give you a rant. If this doesn't encourage one, I'll give you one at the end.
Okay. Why is there a dead period, WIllie?
There it is. Absolutely fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. Because that's where I was going to go. If you didn't bring it up, that's what I was going to go with.
I know it pushes your buttons.
Why is there a dead period? I'll tell you why.
Don't forget to do the voice. New one.
I'll tell you why there's a dead period. Because the idiotic NWCA wants to encourage everybody to go to that freaking country club convention that they have that they get nothing freaking done at. So, this is what they do. Well, hey, you guys should come down to the convention. Come to college coaches convention. We'll sit. We'll talk. We'll have a Long Island iced tea. It'll be great. We'll talk about business. We'll talk about rules. We'll get chummy. And the college goes, and most of the important, I mean, no offense, but most of the important high level, high visibility power program head coaches go, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We ain't coming. We got stuff to do. We got guys to prepare for world teams. We got camps. We got our season never stops. We go preseason, tournament, college open, U23 Worlds, Big Ten conference weekend, NCAAs, U.S. Open, junior trials, senior trials, Final X. Now we need to recruit. We need a break. We need a week with our children. And now you want us to come to this convention that doesn't mean shit. Nothing ever gets accomplished there. That's what you want us to do? Well, yeah, so that's what we would like you to do. We'd like you to come down here and we'll be pals.
For
and then the upper level college coaches say, no, we ain't doing that. And then you know what the NWCA does? They go, well, we're going to institute a dead period for recruiting. You can't call recruits, you can't go see recruits, you can't talk to recruits, you can't watch recruits on the road because most of the coaches will be down here at the convention. So nobody can. It's a recruiting dead period for 4 days. Like, what are you doing? You're basically punishing. You're basically punishing coaches from recruiting that won't come to your convention. Stupid.
For somebody asking about the dead period only being for wrestling, each sport has their own dead periods. So, like, you can go to the NCAA website and by sport you can view the dead periods. To answer that question.
But let's make no fucking mistake. This particular dead period is for one reason and one reason only, and that's because the NWCA wants the coaches to not recruit and they want them at their convention. Period. Bottom line.
And so where I was going with this is when you go to the website, it's ncsasports.org, and you go by sport, and you look at what the dead periods are, and you go to the NCAA men's wrestling dead periods, and women's too. It has the three different periods: November 10th through the 13th, December 24th through the 26th, and March 17th through the 22nd. And then it says the Monday before the NWCA convention through the day of adjournment of the convention. So that's what WIllie's saying. It's like literally they're specifically saying for wrestling, the dead period is the Monday before the convention through the day of adjournment.
Yeah. So stupid. What do you mean, Doug? Doug, whoever Doug Jacobs is, has the worst takes in wrestling. But the worst takes in this chat, by far, the most consistently worst takes. What do you mean, what's wrong with that? Coach X wants to recruit. He wants to be busy. He wants to be productive. He wants to attack. He wants to get shit done. But he can't because this group, mostly of coaches that don't want to do shit, that don't do shit, want to have a freaking resort fucking convention. Stop. You want to have your party? Have your party. Let the rest of us work.
I feel like we're gonna get a text for that, right?
I don't give a shit.
Hey guys, listen, Larry. I promised you a WIllie rant. I told you I'd get it out of him. I had that one in my pocket. I knew it was coming. All right, WIllie. Any final nuggets from Greece?
You know what it meant? You know what it meant, too? You know what it meant?
What?
You know what it meant? It meant that college coaches couldn't come here.
Really?
It meant that college coaches couldn't come here. You want to come watch Cadet Worlds, see how they compete? You want to scout them? No. Know why? Because the NWCA convention's going on. Dorks. They're perpetual dorks. They perpetually do things the wrong way. I mean, one time, you know how Congress will wait till the congressional session is almost over and they're closing for the season, and they'll wait till 11 p.m. at midnight or before the session closes, and they'll vote for raises for themselves. Mm-hmm. It's happened in every state. It's happened in the federal system. They'll pass this legislation at the 11th hour, and then Congress goes into recess. Right? A few years back, the NWCA at the convention on the last day, in the last session, when almost nobody was there except for a group of people who wanted something to happen. Man, I wish I remember what rule it was. Jason Bryant, tell us what rule it was. They voted on this rule change with about 8 people in there to vote for an agenda, because they had an agenda to get something done. And then they closed up shop and said, this new rule's in effect, bing, bang, boom. And all the other coaches, like Cael Sanderson was in, I don't know, Budapest for something. And Tom Brands was in Iowa. And this coach was over here. And nobody was there. And then they sent around this memo that, hey, we voted on this. And everybody was like, whoa. Whoa. Listen, it's not above board.
Wrestle Madness says Bash is like any great fight instigator. Oh, man. All right.
You know,
WIllie.
and here's the thing, you know, about I call it as I see it. I call it as I see it, because if you don't call it as you see it, you're phony, right? If you don't call it as you see it, then you're not doing what's best for the sport. So I criticize NWCA a lot. I also praise them 2 weeks ago I praised them for working on this thing to save wrestling. Yesterday I tweeted a video of Rich Bender being all fired up about winning Cadet Worlds. And I got some text and stuff from some people saying, "Oh, now you're sucking off Rich Bender." I mean, what? Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I criticize Rich Bender when it's on things that he deserves criticism for. I've also said ad nauseum, I want Rich Bender as our president. I think he's the best on the freaking planet. But you guys want to live in this world where it's polarized. Like you either love him or hate him. No, I don't love nor hate Mike Moore. I criticize him, and I criticize his organization when there's things to criticize, and I praise him when there's things to praise. Rich Bender, there might have been three NGB presidents in Athens for this Cadet World Championship, and Rich Bender was one of them. Rich Bender took the time to come to Cadet Worlds, and so he deserves praise for that, and he deserves praise for a lot of things. But one of those things is investing in the future and understanding and facilitating the infrastructure that we have, which is the envy of every other NGB in the world.
Yeah.
No, Doug, I didn't send them to me, you boner. Because you're lying and you're off topic again. You're off kilter again.
Off kilter. All right, WIllie. Is that the final rant?
Suspect. Doug Jacobs, suspect. I love you.
When do you fly home?
I fly home tomorrow morning.
We'll do it today.
We'll do a show Thursday, Friday, something like that.
Yeah.
On what? I have no idea.
We'll find something to talk about.
Yes. I think that's what it was, Devin. I think Devin Dietrich, I think, is right. I think everybody left the NWCA convention at the last session on the last day. They all the 7 people that were there voted to say the national championship is now a national duels, not the NCAA tournament. Talk about amateur hour. All right. Love you. Goodbye.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.